Okay, today we are looking at what I call sexual healing, and we start with a song. Come and see what the Lord Jesus is doing. Come and see what the Lord Jesus is doing. Come and see what the Lord Jesus is doing. Jesus, biggie, biggie, daddy. Jesus, correct, baba. Okay, of course, sexual healing is a hit by Marvin Gaye, and the song that we started with is a Pidgin gospel song. Now, the scriptures speak about incontinence, which is about the sexual relations, of course, particularly in marriage. Of course, the thing about sex is like, it's better not to start. Actually, that's your best bet. It's just like drinking. You know, people usually start as social drinkers, they take a glass of wine, and then eventually they are hooked. Same with smoking. In fact, a lot of the time, the marketing was actually targeting very young people because the idea was for them to start with the onset of smoking. Maybe for the next 10, 15 years, they'll be smokers before they can start thinking of quitting or even gambling because it seems to get to you and it becomes very difficult to start. And sex is basically the same thing. But of course, it's required when you get married because you need to consummate your marriage with sexual relations. And that's why the scriptures talk about incontinence because it's like a healing. First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5, do not deprive one another except with consent for a time that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self-control, or like the King James says, incontinence. So sisters, wives, should I increase the volume? So basically, you're supposed to be enjoying yourself in the bedroom. Nothing should hinder you except for a spiritual reason. Maybe you decide that you want to go on a fasting and prayer session. Then, but there must be an agreement before you can do that. But of course, we know that there's a lot of politics when it comes to the bedroom and sexual relationships. Sometimes that is when the wives start to have onset of headaches that just appear out of nowhere. Sometimes if they want you to do something and you refuse, then they impose sexual sanctions on you. And of course, in extreme cases where you can actually have your wives going to report the husband for marital rape because maybe that person is demanding that you need to do your conjugal duties. But wisdom is actually required in these matters, because there is need for consent. If the wife comes up with a headache, just let it go. But the problem is that, for extended period, it can actually be a problem. And that's why the scriptures counsel that you should not deny each other. We should always be involved in sexual relations so that the devil does not use that opportunity to come in, and then adultery becomes an issue.